with Kelowna Lake Country Conservative Party candidate Tracy Gray. Tracy, 4 years of city council, now running your first federal election campaign. Can you talk about the differences between a municipal and a federal campaign?
Oh, it's a lot more working on a federal campaign. It's very rewarding. And of course, once you get into provincial or federal, you've got the party and you've got the party policies. When you're going for city council, it's yourself. Right? You're there basically as yourself with your statements and beliefs. But at this level, you have to make sure that your beliefs are in alignment with the party that you're with. And of course it's a lot of work, but it's been really rewarding, really good.
This has been a very conservative riding for 45 years, I believe, until Stephen Fuhr took the seat for the Liberal Party 4 years ago. Can you talk about not necessarily the pressure, but the fact that this is considered a swing riding, like a key riding in what could be a close election? Can you talk about having to campaign with that in mind?
Well, for me, it's even more than campaigning, because I see campaigning as sort of what people do a month and a half before the election. Mm-hmm. For me, this has really been about being engaged and involved in the community for a long time. And as you know, for the last year, when I announced that I wasn't running for city council again, I immediately got boots on the ground and started door knocking. Right. And started meeting with people. So it's all about doing lots of listening and kind of hearing what's important to people. It's not a matter of going to a door or meeting with a business person and saying, oh, vote for me, this is what I'm doing. It's more, what's going on in your life, what's going on in your business or in your home, and taking that back so that I can be their voice.
Okay, so what is going on in their life that they're telling you?
Yeah, so of course we have, for businesses, we have a lot of small businesses here. Of course, it's the backbone of our economy here. So for a lot of small business owners, I'm hearing very similarly that a lot of the tax changes that the Trudeau Liberal government implemented a couple years ago, that have now been fulfilled, have really been harming their business. And it's not a matter of just the corporate taxes. There's a whole number of other tax changes that they made, and so that's what I'm hearing the most from business people. But just across the board, it's just an affordability, and it doesn't matter whether it's a young adult or a family or a retiree. It's just the overall affordability, and everyone's trying to figure out how they're going to get ahead and how they're potentially going to retire, or maybe potentially have their young adult move out one day. So it's just a conversation that I'm hearing right across the board.
Well, it's interesting that you say that, because basically all of the candidates that we've spoken to have mentioned that right off the top.
Well, we have made a number of announcements that our whole plan is about, and our whole platform is around affordability, and so there's something in there for everyone. So we've announced just an overall tax reduction for everyone. We've got a number of tax incentives as well of tax credits. So one that I'm hearing probably the most positive response is for families that have children that can now, we will have tax credits for them doing sports and arts, and also for tutoring. So that's one that I'm getting really good feedback. Of course, scrapping the federal carbon tax, because that just makes the price of everything go up. We have to transport goods and services across the country. We've got a number of other tax credits as well. So overall, it's just a matter of even taking GST off of home heating. I've heard really positive feedback for that, because we would argue that heating your home is a necessity. GST is not charged on necessities like most food and prescriptions. So it's all those little things that we can add up that will hopefully be helpful to people.
If you're fortunate enough to be elected on October the 21st, what's your first priority in Ottawa?
Well, I would like to say two, if I may, because I didn't get to talk about one of them yet here today, and that is that there's an issue that's very important to our community, which is mental health and addiction.
Right.
And so this is something that I have personally been spending a lot of time on over the last 7 months that I've been the candidate. So I've been meeting with residents, I've been meeting with stakeholders and industry groups, and speaking to the party about this. We also had the Deputy Shadow Minister here this summer, Glenn Motz, to meet with stakeholders in our community. And so, you know, saying that this is very important and we need to do something, especially focus on treatment. So I'm really happy to say that one of the platform announcements that we just made a few days ago was to revisit to relook at the strategy for it's called drug and there's like an overall strategy
right.
for drugs and substance. And the second one is actually to look at treatment centers and for addictions treatment. And so that's something that I'm going to be bringing forth to advocate for our community, to say that we need to really focus on this. So I would say that was the first one, and then the second one would be to appeal these tax changes that have really been harmful to small businesses, because it really does cross over a lot of small business owners here in our community.
Tracy Gray, good luck on October 21st.
Great, thanks a lot, Wayne. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having me on.